Radio Retropolis.
Welcome to the Superman Radio Podcast here on Radio Retropolis. Tonight, Lois, Horatio, and an unconscious Captain Marble are clinging to the last of the debris from the boat as they float further out into the ocean. Superman has arrived in St. Selmo and begins his frantic search in the dark night over the water. In our last serial, I teased that I would discuss the copyright of the Superman franchise a little more and what it is or will soon be free and what is protected by law. When 2034 arrives, creators can use the character from the original 1938 comic, but they cannot use elements of Superman that were invented later. So in other words, it has to be that costume along with the abilities he had then. One of which he didn't have was the power to fly. Remember, he could leap tall buildings in a single bound. Well, that's what he did when he had to get around quickly. He leapt tall buildings, like Spider-Man, almost, except he didn't have the web. If you make a Superman movie in 2034, he technically cannot, and you don't own the franchise, by the way, he technically cannot fly until the copyright on the 1941 cartoons or later comics also expires. Here are the dates of what will be public domain and when. Superman Clark Kent, 2034. Lois Lane, 2034. Leaping Not Flying, 2034. Lex Luthor, not until 2036 as he was created in 1940. The Flying Ability, not until 2037. And as that was created in 1941. Actually, it's interesting that it was 1941 because I could have sworn, we were doing this Superman radio series that began in 1940, right? And I believe he was flying around then in the radio show. So that's interesting to me. Kryptonite. It was created in radio in 1943. Therefore, you can't use kryptonite as a device until 2039. The introduction of Brainiac and Supergirl. That came about in the late 1950s. Not sure exactly when, but public domain won't happen until after 2054. So in hearing this, it's most important to understand the critical difference between copyright and trademark. Copyright refers to the story and character, and those do expire, while trademarks are brand identifiers which do not expire as long as the company continues to use them. And I think DC will continue to use Superman. For example, you can write a story about a strong man named Clark Kent who wears a cape and fights for justice based on what we know from the 1938 comics. But you cannot use the iconic S-Shield logo as your brand or title your book Superman in a way that makes people think it is an official DC Comics product. That is what is called confusion. And that is the confusion rule in which DC Warner Brothers would likely use trademark law to sue you and anyone whose work creates consumer confusion, meaning people might mistake the public domain version of what you're doing for their official DC version, thereby lessening or cheapening their product. I'll give you an example of how a company I have worked with for many years ago no longer exists. It was Unipix, Unapix. Now, I spelled it out for you for good reason. Initially, they formed the company called Unipix with an I, Unipix, instead of an A. Well, the reason they changed it from an I to an A is that Universal Pictures sent a legal letter, a cease and desist, using this confusion rule, which forced this new company to change the I to an A. As far as the DC copyrights coming under expiration in the very near future, don't think for a single moment that DC isn't aware of this. They are. In fact, they are aware of this the moment they owned it. As of 2026, the year I'm recording this podcast, DC Studios, led by James Gunn currently, and DC Comics are already future-proofing the character. By leaning into modern versions of the character like the John Kent character, Son of Superman storyline, or specific cinematic iterations, they ensure that the version of Superman most people recognize remains under their exclusive control for decades to come. In our next podcast, we'll talk about Batman, copyrights, trademarks, and public domain. But now, let's get to our adventure as Superman arrives in St. Selmo, assuming his identity as Clark Kent, and begins his search for the missing Lois Lane. This is The Phantom of the Sea Part 4 from May 1st, 1947, here on the Superman Radio Podcast on Radio Metropolis.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents The Adventures of Superman. Today, after rescuing 3 people from almost certain death, Superman sets out to prove that the mysterious creature of the North Fishing Banks is not a supernatural monster of the deep. A strange and fearful sea monster reported seen in the waters of the North Fishing Banks has terrified the natives of St. Selmo, a village on the Canadian North Atlantic coast, and put a sudden stop to the local fishing industry. On the trail of a front-page story, Lois Lane and Horatio Horn, an eccentric Daily Planet correspondent, hired a boat skippered by Captain Marvel, a fearless fisherman, and went out to the fishing grounds, hoping to prove that the monster was either a product of frightened imaginations or perhaps a harmless whale. Instead, they saw what appeared to be an enormous red-eyed creature who rammed into their boat and sank it, spilling them into the cold, dark ocean. As we continue now, Superman, worried by Lois's disappearance, is frantically searching for her, while she, Horatio Horn, and Captain Marvel, clinging with cramped, frozen arms to pieces of wreckage, barely manage to keep afloat in the swift current that carries them further and further out into the open sea. Listen.
Horatio, what happened to Captain Marvel?
He's unconscious, Miss Lane.
Oh, no.
Yes. How cold. A piece of driftwood struck him on the head. I'm hanging on to him, though.
Poor fellow. Maybe he's better off that way, though.
What do you mean?
Oh, let's face it, Horatio. We'll never be found.
You mustn't give up.
What's the use? It only prolongs the agony.
No, remember, while there's life, there's hope.
Oh, no hope left anymore.
Look. What's that?
What, Horatio?
Looks like a bird skimming the water.
Well, what of it?
Frank Lucifer. Can it be?
What?
Yes, I think it is.
Is what?
Miss Lane, we're saved. We're saved.
Good heavens! It's Superman!
In person.
Superman!
Just in time, too, from the look of things.
You can say that again, by Gulliver.
Oh, I must be dreaming.
Not at all, Lois. You'll be all right now. None of this harm with you. There.
Captain Marvel.
I've got him. Now you, Mr. Horn.
Superman, how did you know? How did you ever find
Never mind the questions now. You're all in bad shape. So here we go back to St. Selmo. Up and away!
Sure they don't need hospitalization, Doctor?
Quite sure, Mr. Kent. They're just suffering from shock and exposure.
Good.
Nothing that warmth and rest won't take care of.
That's fine. Oh, what about Captain Marvel?
He's got a nasty head cut. Took 4 stitches.
Uh-oh.
But he's asleep now and resting comfortably.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
And that's what you should be doing, Miss Lane, and you too, Mr. Horn.
You're right, Doctor.
Now, Mr. Kent, if you'll help Mr. Horn to his...
Oh, no, just 1 minute, please. There are some things I must know before I go to sleep.
Lois, you heard what the doctor said.
I've got to know how you got here tonight, Clark, and how Superman ever found us.
That can wait, Lois.
Maybe you'd better tell her, Mr. Kent. She'll rest easy.
And so will I, by Gulliver.
Well, go on. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk while I have a look at Captain Marvel.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Here it is. The Chief and I were worried about you two, particularly when we tried to get you on the long-distance phone and were told that you had gone out to investigate that mysterious thing in the ocean.
So you contacted Superman, and he brought you out with him, and then went off to look for us.
Well, yes, that's about it.
And a lucky thing it was for us.
Oh, and how? Oh, Clark, you should have seen that monster. It was terrifying.
It must have been 200 feet long with a huge lashing tail.
And enormous eyes like big red spotlights. Oh, it makes me shudder just to think of it.
I shouldn't wonder, but what is it?
We don't know.
Well, either it's supernatural
Now,
or...
don't talk nonsense, Horatio. You know as well as I do there are no supernatural monsters.
Of course not, Horatio.
But, Mr. Kent, I tell
You're
you
just
that...
letting your imagination run away with you.
But I saw it. So did Miss Lane. Didn't you, Miss Lane?
Yes, Horatio, but I don't think it was supernatural.
Of course not. Probably a whale or a shark.
200 feet long with red eyes?
Are you sure it was 200 feet long?
At least.
You know, imagination plays strange tricks.
Oh, this wasn't imagination, Clark. We saw something.
Yes, and something wrecked Captain Marble's boat.
Well, there's no sense arguing about it. One thing, however, is certain. If it overturned a boat, it's either a creature of flesh and blood or...
Or what?
Well, I'd rather not say until I'm sure.
Time's up, Mr. Kent. No, my patients must get some rest.
Right, Doctor. Come on, Horatio. I'll help you back up to your room. See you in the morning, Lois.
Good night, Miss Lane.
After seeing the weakened Horatio Horn safely to his room, Clark Kent, his brow furrowed in deep thought, walks out of the Fisherman's Inn and strolls slowly through the darkened main street of the sleeping village toward the nearby docks. There he pauses, and his eyes range over the fleet of deserted fishing boats made idle by superstitious fear.
50 boats moored to their docks, and at the height of the fishing season. There's more to this than just imagination. And I think getting to the bottom of it is a job for Superman. Yeah. Off with these clothes. All I want is just one look at that so-called monster. Just one. There we are, all set. Now for a quick trip offshore. Up and away!
Rocketing into the sky, Superman streaks away over the dark ocean and is soon lost to sight. Meanwhile, back at the inn, Lois Lane, still nervous and unable to fall asleep, is standing at the window of her room looking out at the beach. The sky is cloudless now, and a brilliant half-moon bathes the white sand and the black water in an eerie glow. Suddenly, Lois stiffens, and the fingers of her right hand clutch at her throat. Her mouth gapes open, and her bulging eyes become bright with terror. Then, without warning, she tears out of her room, and dashing across the corridor, pounds like mad on Horatio Horn's door.
Horatio! Horatio! Horatio, wake up!
What's the matter?
Hurry! For heaven's sake, hurry!
All right, just a minute. What's the matter, Miss Lane?
Horatio, come into my room.
Is something wrong?
You'll see in a minute. Come on, Horatio. There. Look out the window.
Great Lucifer. The monster's just off the beach.
Yes. And Horatio, look. He seems to be coming closer and closer to the beach.
Terror-stricken, Lois and Horatio Horn watched the two flaming red eyes of the mysterious sea monster move closer and closer to the white sand of the beach. Does the strange creature, whatever it is, plan to leave the water and invade the land? We'll know in a moment, so keep listening. And now, back to the adventures of Superman. With Superman far offshore searching for the mysterious sea monster, Lois Lane and Horatio Horn saw the strange, fantastic creature wallowing in the water less than 50 yards off the beach in front of the inn at which they are staying. As we continue now, Lois and Horatio are moving quietly across the beach toward the water's edge, clutching each other's hands.
I don't see its red eyes anymore, Horatio.
Neither do I, but there's something black in the water. Miss Lane, we'd better not go down there alone. Let's go
You
back.
know as well as I do that no one in this village would go within a mile of the monster.
But what if it leaps out of the water and attacks us?
That's a chance we'll just have to take, Horatio.
What about Mr. Kent? Why can't we get him?
Oh, he's worse than useless. Now stop trembling.
I can't help it.
Look,
Every nerve
look,
in my
Horatio.
What?
In the water. The two red eyes.
He's coming for us.
No, he's backing away. Look at his body. It's sinking. He's going under.
Great Lucifer.
Now he's gone.
Oh, thank heavens.
Wait a minute.
What?
There's something else down there.
Where?
See it? Half out of the water.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Come on, Horatio.
Miss Lane, don't be foolhardy.
I feel perfectly safe so long as I'm with you, Horatio.
Oh, I wish I felt that way.
All right, now this is far enough. Now, go on, shine your flashlight on it.
Okay.
There. The light is directly on it. See?
Well, it's a capsized boat, a fishing boat.
Wait a minute. Horatio.
What?
Look at the name on that stern.
The name... The Nancy Ruth. Great Lucifer. It's Captain Marble's boat.
The boat we saw sink 3 miles offshore.
Now, that proves it. That proves it, Miss Lane.
What does it prove?
Well, we saw that boat sink in 50 feet of water less than 2 hours ago.
Yes?
Now, no living thing could have raised it from the bottom of the ocean and brought it into shore. So that means the monster must be supernatural.
Is Horatio Horn right? If he isn't, how else could Captain Marble's 5-ton fishing boat be raised from the deep and carried 3 miles to the beach? The mystery is becoming more mysterious by the moment. Is the strange thing with glowing red eyes a monster of the sea or a creature of the unknown? You can be sure Superman will find out. But before he does, there are thrills and excitement in this story we call The Phantom of the Sea. So don't miss a single episode. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And that was The Phantom of the Sea, Part 4 from May 1st, 1947, here on the Superman Radio Podcast on Radio Retropolis. Although we know by now that while this Superman show can stretch the limits of science, such as traveling through space without protective gear or visiting other planets with civilized life, they have never really delved into the supernatural. Not that I've been aware of. Nothing I've covered. There's never been an episode about ghosts or demons or monsters. So I think we're fairly sure this mysterious sea monster has some logical explanation to it. Now, the kids at that time didn't think that. So it was all this great, oh, wow, I wonder what this monster could be. But as adults looking back, knowing the Superman franchise, we're looking back with jaded eyes, unfortunately. So some of us have a strong idea already of what this mysterious sea monster will be. I'm not going to ruin it here for those that are still kind of enjoying the mystery of this story. But still, the why of it all is the great mystery, and that is intriguing here. So we'll find out what it is that somebody is hiding and will do anything they can to hide this valuable whatever it is. That was The Phantom of the Sea, Part 4 from May 1st, 1947, here on the Superman Radio Podcast on Radio Retropolis.
This is Radio Retropolis.